Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Stephanie. I film videos from Cameroon. Today I want to show you guys how to make delicious vegetable jollof rice. Guys, this rice tastes beautiful. It tastes amazing. Like the vegetable just give it a different taste. So please subscribe and let me introduce you guys to the ingredients. So the first thing that we have is our tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. They are chopped. We have onion, we have green pepper, we have a bulb of onion, I have curry, I have onga, we have salt, we have our white pepper, we have our corn, sweet corn, broccoli sweet corn, we have green and purple cabbage, we have our meat. This meat has been parboiled with some Maggi and salt. We have carrots, we have green onion, we have green beans. And then on the other side we have this white pepper. I already talked about it. And then we have salt again, and then we have Maggi crevette, 2 cubes of Maggi crevette. Maggi crevette gives it an extra taste. Here we have pepper, garlic, ginger, and then I have my meat stock here, which I'm going to also be using the meat stock. And then I have my parboiled rice here. So this rice, I parboiled it with some Maggi and salt as well. So this is everything we are going to use. All the vegetables have been washed. The cabbage, the purple cabbage and the green cabbage, I washed it with vinegar to make sure that it doesn't disturb our stomach and every other thing. So that's how I use my vinegar, and I chopped the vegetable, then I washed it with it. So, and the rice I'm using is brown rice. We call this in Cameroon Uncle Ben rice. So let's dive directly into the cooking. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to put my vegetable oil in a very clean pot, as you can see, and then I'm just going to make sure I put in some small amount of onion to flavor the oil, like to give it that special flavor. And then I'm going to add in my meat, and I'm just going to saute the meat, like to fry it a little bit to make sure it is a little bit brown and has some taste. Like when you fry your meat inside oil, it just gives this meat a different taste, and like I cannot compromise this taste with any other thing, guys. So I'll have to fry it. When it is brown, I will have to remove it from the pot, just like you're seeing it. And don't worry about the onion, like, oh, the onion is brown. No. That onion makes it special. Like, it makes it special, and it makes the taste to be very, very unique. So I'm just going to remove my meat from the pot and then allow the onion in there. I'm not supposed to bother about the onion. It has nothing to do with the rice. Instead, this burnt onion is going to give it an abstract flavor. So I'm just going to add in more of my onion. Like, onion makes a difference in every cooking that you're doing. So add in more of my onion. I added my green pepper. Saute everything. I'll also I'll add in my green pepper. I'll add in everything that I'm supposed to saute here. Like most of the vegetables, I'm going to saute them with some salt, with some Maggi, and then just allow it cook a little bit. And then I'm also going to add in my carrot, my green beans, and my green onion. I'm equally going to stir this. Like, guys, I haven't put anything extra in this pot, but the colors are already giving me the vibes. Like the colors, how it looks. When you look at the colors like this, the only thing I'm thinking about is the rice. Like the rice, guys. So I make sure I put in some small amount of salt in the vegetables to make sure they taste beautiful. And I'm also making sure that I put in a small amount of Maggi crevette, because when you put in your Maggi in these stocks, it just makes it have that beautiful taste. Like at this point, you can even eat it with your rice like that. So I'm putting in half Maggi crevette to give it that special taste. Some people call it Maggi cube, but here in Cameroon we call it Maggi crevette. So I'll continue to saute it to make sure that the carrot is perfect. And then I'm going to add in now my green cabbage and my purple cabbage. Also, I'm going to saute this. Like, guys, can you see the colors? Can you guys see the colors and the difference it makes? The colors, this is what I'm falling for, and this is what is going to make the rice to be so unique. I'm also going to make sure I stir this and stir and stir and stir, and I'm not going to add in any water, because first of all, these vegetables themselves, they are going to produce their own water, so they are going to shrink water out of it. So I'm not going to add in anything like water No, I'm just going to saute. And guys, you have to be very careful, because at each stage I am going to add in salt and maggi. So at the end of it all, you have to be very careful. So at this point, I'm also going to add in the corn. I don't like using the stock that comes out from this corn. I don't like putting it inside my rice, though some people use it, but I always make sure I sift it, I remove the stock, and I drain it somewhere else. Oh guys, can you people see the colors in this pot? Like at this point, everybody was running up and down in the house. Everybody, like beside me, if you see, there's a small girl beside me. Just that my cameraman too was a little bit shaking. There's a small lady beside me. That lady was pushing me, "Mommy, I want to eat. Mommy, I want to taste it. Mommy, I want to taste it." Like guys, this is one thing you can't wait to try. So at this point, I'm also going to add in some curry. By now, if you've been watching me, you know I love curry. I'm also going to make sure I add in some onga, and then I will taste to see that everything is well sauté. And that's white pepper. I'm also going to add in white pepper, and then I make sure I add in a little amount of salt, because I taste and the salt was not okay. But at this point as well, my camera was misbehaving, so I'm just going to saute. That's onga. Yeah, so that's just what I'm going to do at this point. And then I'm going to transfer this into another plate, and then I'll just set it aside. So I'm transferring it now into a plate, and then I'll just set it aside. Why I'll now continue with the same pot. I'm going to use the same pot. I'm just going to add in some vegetable oil. I'm going to use tomato paste. I'm using the one in a sachet. That's the one I'm using. It's difficult right now to find tin tomatoes. The only thing you can see is that big cup, and I don't like using that big cup because you have to use it and then you keep the other quantity to use it later. So I use a sachet tomato, and then I'm just going to fry it, and then when it's ready, I'll fry it to make sure that, you know, I like my rice when it has that small like red color. So I'm going to also add in my tomatoes, my chopped tomatoes. Yes, I'm adding them inside at this point. I will just fry and fry. I'm not going to fry the tomato paste to be too dry, or yeah, I'm just going to make it to still be crunchy in the mouth. Like when you eat it, you should have that crunchy taste. I'm going in now with my garlic, my ginger, my pepper, everything fresh. I'm putting them inside. I'm also going to saute it. This makes the rice to have some extra taste. Like when you're cooking, try to fry your garlic and ginger inside the oil you're preparing your rice. This is just going to make it have an absolute and an excellent taste. The reason I'm doing a voiceover in this video is because there were some women on my window. They were just making noise. So I'm also going to add in my salt at this point. I'm adding in my salt. I will saute as well as I'm going to taste. And then I'm also going to add in Maggi. Can you guys see how it looks? So that's the meat stock. Yeah, that's the meat stock. I'm putting the meat stock right now inside the pot. And then I'm going to stir it. And then I'll taste. And then I'll add the rice now. I'm adding in my rice. Make sure you taste. Everything should be okay before you add in your rice. And remember, I told you guys that I boiled my rice with some Maggi and salt. This is Uncle Ben's rice I'm using. I have the normal regular rice in my house. I could not use that one because with that one, you cannot stir it around. By the time you stir it, it's just going to be, it will just be tight like cake. So that's why I went for Uncle Ben rice. And this Uncle Ben rice is quite expensive. Yeah, so I went for it. So I'm just going to mix everything together, and then I will cover this pot because I don't have a foil paper. So if you have a foil paper, you're going to use that foil paper to cover it. But since I don't have a foil paper, I'm going to just cover it with the cover of the pot. And then since the water is inside, I'll just want that water to make sure everything, the Maggi, the salt penetrates in the rice. So at this point, I'm going to open and check. And when I open and check, I stir this as well. And I realized that it was time for me to put in the ingredients. Like, guys, can you see how it looks? So at this point, I'm just going to pour in my veggies, all the veggies. I'm going to pour everything in. At this point, it was almost 7 o'clock, so the quality of the light was poor. but the vegetables are amazing. Everything is amazing, everything is beautiful. So at this point, I'm just going to mix everything together. All the vegetables, I'm going to mix them all together. I'll put everything inside here, and after I mix them, immediately I finish mixing them, I'm just going to put it down, and then I'll take it to a place where there's pure light. So guys, this is what our plate of rice is looking like at this point. So please, if you have watched up to this moment, please give me a thumbs up, click a like, also subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family. I hope this tutorial was easy, that you can try it at home. Like, it is quite easy that you can try it at home. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.